Next one's an interesting one, Mitch. Let's get into him. The local product, James Hagens, the center from Boston College, from Long Island. Shout out Hauppauge, New York. Played in 37 games this year, had 37 points, 11 goals, 26 assists. His rankings, elite prospects, 4th. Bob McKenzie has him 2nd, Button 6th. McKean's Hockey 3rd. Daily Faceoff 3rd. Dauber Prospects has him 3rd as well. We'll get into some of the strengths and things that he needs to work on. Mitch, this has been weird to me because for about 6 months, it was James Hagens is the number 1 overall pick. And then within the last 2 months-ish, that's begun to change. And I think we may, not us specifically, but the hockey world as a community, I'll say that the proverbial we, have maybe soured too hard on James Hagens. Like I think he is a worthy top 3 selection. I know the Islanders have the number 1 selection, so maybe it's a little bit different, but I don't understand where the Hagens fall has come from.
I think it's just a slowdown in his production near the end of the season. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games. Well, maybe it's not much of a slowdown, actually. 10 games, and he's got 9 points in those 10 games. But at the beginning of the year, this first 10 games, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 multi-point games, including a 3-point game against American International. But that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13 points in his first 10 games. He's scoring 1.3 points per game in his first 10 games at the NCAA level. And so people are going, yep, okay. They already had him as number 1, right? And then it just kind of, it kicks the door down on the season. And there's a bit of a slowdown in terms of production. Not by much, right? I said 1.3 points per game to like 1 point per game. What a bum. But I think that little slowdown from being clearly dominant in terms of production to just kind of really good, I think people poo-pooed on him a little bit. Yeah,
it definitely feels that way. One of the biggest reasons why it makes sense is because of the Long Island connection. And,
yes,
that's not the only reason why you take a player, but it would be a really cool story to see someone who grew up an Islanders fan, the best prospect ever to come out of Long Island so far, to be taken by his hometown team with the number 1 overall pick. And we were joking about Tavares with Michael Misa and Matthew Schaefer. You're not going to have to worry about that with James Hagens. It would assume he'd be incredibly loyal here.
Yeah, he wants to be an Islander. And we have never seen that before, ever. No. That just doesn't happen. And so to go from, as we were talking about with John Tavares leaving because he wants to be a Toronto Maple Leaf, well, we got the chance to draft, maybe not, depending on some, the best player in the draft, but one of the top 3 best players in the draft who wants to desperately be a New York Islander. I mean, that seems like a slam dunk, easy decision, right?
Yes, and there's more to it than just he wants to be an Islander. Well, let's talk about what we think some of his strengths to his game are. My notes, I think his puck control is excellent. Like when the puck's on his stick, he is really, really good. I think he's a playmaker, and I think he has strong hockey IQ. Those are my 3 things that stood out as strengths.
Yeah, like he sees the ice really, really well. We saw it a bunch of times, not only for BC this year. We also saw it at the World Juniors, right? Yep. He put up 9 points in 7 games playing on that top line with Ryan Leonard and Gabe Perreault, who are his line mates, not all the time, but most of the time at BC as well. Excellent connection between the 3 of them. And he's the straw that stirs the drink on that line.
Correct.
Clearly. And you saw the plays that he was able to make. And he's got a really good shot as well. He's not going to score you. I don't know if he can ever be a 30 to 35 goal scorer at the NHL level. Maybe he turns into that. I don't think he's ever going to be that, but he's going to be a guy who opens up the ice even more than not even more, but as much as a guy like Matthew Barzal.
Yeah, I was going to say he's more of a playmaking center who will he's going to be a 20 goal guy. I'm not saying like they're drafting Josh Bailey 1st overall. He's going to have 14 goals and 40 assists, but he's going to be much significantly more on the assist side, I would think. His shot's fine, but it's not the shot of Michael Misa.
No, it's not. It's not the shot of a Cole Eiserman as well. And then to talk about playmaker and finisher, like a more tasty setup than that. Two guys who are buddies already.
Yeah.
And they get to be buddies on the ice. Come on, what are we doing?
Yeah, that'd be cool too, because they played together on Team USA and they're very close. And Eiserman was kind of joking about Hagens coming to the Islanders. They're in the season, and now there's an opportunity for it. So that's also a cool angle.
Yeah, and like, look, he still scores quite a bit. He only has 11 goals this year at the NCAA level, but I think a lot of that goal scoring fell to Ryan Leonard or Gabe Perreault in his line, and he was the trigger man. But he's got 39 goals for the U.S. National Development Program 2 years ago, right? 39 goals in 58 games, which is nothing to discredit.
No,
that's again not a goal per game, but scoring a goal per game is just ridiculous. It's still a good total, man. And 102 points that year. 39 goals, 102 points in 58 games. Ridiculous. This guy is a really, really good player. To me, yeah, again, my number one would be Misa, but that's, I think, just in a general ranking type of thing. Considering it's the New York Islanders drafting number one, assuming we're drafting number one, you take Hagens without a doubt.
Yeah, and I think it makes sense for the Islanders are probably the only team that it makes sense to take him number one overall over a Michael Misa or Matthew Schaefer. But every circumstance is unique. So I do think, we have to talk about him as an option for the Islanders number one overall. I do think it comes down to these three guys. I don't think there's any other prospect that makes sense. But I do have a couple of things that I think need to improve for him. One is play strength. And the other I put forcing plays similar to Michael Misa.
I would add, I want to see him shoot more because he had, 99 shots last year? Yeah, 99. So an average of, I think when I did it, it was 2.137, 2.6 shots per game, which is still not bad with a better caliber of player, right? We're talking about they're older players in the NCAA with better systems and better structures than the juniors, where you're talking about 16 to 20-year-olds. This is 18 to 23-year-olds. That's a big difference, man.
Yeah, it's a huge difference.
Right. And in terms of even just size, right? Like someone like Michael Dal Cole would have probably struggled a little bit more in the NCAA than he would have at the OHL level, which is where he could physically dominate people at that level where he couldn't have done so at the NCAA. So a little bit of difference. I would like to see him shoot a little bit more because I think his shot is better. But you're right. He holds on to the puck maybe a bit too long and developing some strength. What are his measurements coming into the draft?
5'11", 176 pounds.
Yeah. So bigger than I am, so I'm not going to crap on him. 5'11", there's nothing you can do about that. But 176, that is maybe a little bit too tight for the NHL.
Yeah.
Right? Who knows, right? We've seen short kings dominate, like Cole Caulfield. How big is he? Just not very big.
I think he's 5'9".
At least in terms of size. Cole, oh God, come on, Mitch. Cole, Caulfield. I'm worried about his size. His weight.
The weight, okay.
Yeah, because I know he's short, but I wonder like how bulky is he? Yeah, 174.
Okay,
but it's a couple inches shorter.
Yeah, so that obviously that makes a little bit of a difference, but yeah, it would be the Hagens story would be really cool for this team if that's the route that they choose to go. Again, if they go, you know what, we just think it would be a cool story, but we like Misa or Schaefer better, understandable, totally fine with it. But with the context of he's from Long Island, grew up an Islanders fan, best prospect to come out of the area, and at one point was considered the number one overall pick for months and months and months, he's going to be in consideration.
Yeah, he would have to have a Nail Yakupov, Shedeur Sanders level interview with the Islanders for them not to take him, I think.
If you like that, make sure to subscribe to Up the Turnpike on Patreon for more exclusive New York Islanders content.